Nice to meet you. Today, let me present about my word presentation. So welcome to my word. First of all, let's see the contents first. Then you will see 8 parts here. And then I will divide it 8 parts for my presentation. So now let's start with the introduction. Yeah, in introductions, I will illustrate the words, like how important the words are and how can the word improve to our language skill, like that. And then for the first point, the words can make and can help to improve our language skills. And then also suppose our language skill like reading, writing, listening, speaking. So now let's see and focus on my word. This is Cliche. Yeah, this is a little bit difficult to pronounce, and then English borrowed this word from French. So this is a borrowed French word. So how do you understand that word? Actually, it is a little bit confusing word to understand, and it has many kinds of meanings and really confusing word. But don't worry, I will tell in details. Okay, Cliche come from French, so I think we just need to know the meanings of French. So here, in French, cliché means stereotypes. Stereotypes has 2 meanings here. The first one is unfair and untrue beliefs, like that. So the second one is common meaning, and things with a particular characteristic. So it means stereotype, and so cliché means stereotypes in French. So now, what is the meaning? Specific meanings in English? How to say it is a saying, of course, sayings or idea as well. We can also define a phrase that is becoming overused and commonplace, like that. So this is so now in this slide, let's check the pronunciations of that word. Here, if I'm not really great of the pronunciations, which is come from French, like that, because this is not a normal word, a normal English word. That's why I can't know the original one with French pronunciation. So let's check the pronunciations in here. Okay.
Cliche. Cliche. Cliche.
Okay. So the first one is British pronunciations, and the second one is American. The last one is pronunciations French. We can pronounce in British it is cliche, cliche. American pronunciation is cliché. As the last one, French pronunciation is cliché. It's a little bit different with these kinds of accents each other, like that. So I hope it is not really confusing pronunciation. So the next one, I will share some example and how can we use this cliché in sentence. So okay, I mentioned that before. Cliché is also saying, right? So roses are red, violets are blue, like that. I think all of the people have heard that saying before, and I believe. Yeah, so it can be also cliches. It's just a saying, not idiom. The next one is raining cats and dog. It means like when it rainings, we can just say, oh, raining cats and dog, like that. So it is daily usage, also idiom, right? So we can just say that cliche too. Okay. So some of like love is blind or cool as it might be weather or if you are go and check out the history of some of the places in cool place, we can just like, oh, this place is cool as ice, like that. So this is a good example for cliche. So how can cliches use in sentences? Okay, I will give you one example. While this seems like cliche, it is true. It is not a saying, also idiom. It is just an example. While this seems like cliche, is true. It means like I will give you another example which is related with this sentence, because this sentence is a little bit weird, I think. Okay, for example, the peoples are talking each others about some cases, and these cases is becoming overused and commonplace. So it can be cliche. So this sentence, why these things like cliche, it is true. It's just an example. The next one is some of the sayings are trite or cliche. It's just example. And then you can see cliche. I just lined this word in here because this one, CLICHED, if we add D in this word cliche, it is becoming adjective forms. So on the other hand, cliche has negative meaning such as careless or reckless like that. So now, let's check this, how to say, adjective forms. Okay, then you will see the noun and adjective form. The first one is a noun form. The next one is adjective form. I just mentioned about the noun form before, and then so now cliche. So let's see the pronunciations of that word adjective forms. I mean, so American accent, they just call the cliche like cliched, shed. Okay, in British pronunciation, cliched. It's two different, right? But it is also same meaning. We can just use whatever we like. Okay, in here you can see the synonyms of this adjective forms repeated again and again. Tried. So this is some synonyms of this adjective form. Okay, now let's check the synonyms. I mentioned that before, cliche has so many meanings. Also, it's a little bit difficult to understand. And now you will see the synonyms, which is related with the cliche. And then these are popular, commonplace, overused or overused sayings. Banal, platitude, reckless. I mentioned that before. Reckless is also the synonyms of cliche. Yeah. So, okay. I want someone to to answer this first test. It's just texting you that you understand for my word or not like that. So if you're okay, you can just answer. So where the word cliche comes from?
From French?
Fish.
Yeah, this is true. So the next one, is there any adverb forms of cliche?
No.
No,
No.
Yeah,
you haven't
correct.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last one, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just give us. We already know that hot as hell, cold as ice. That guys already mentioned that. I mentioned that these all of the things are cliche, right? So yes, this is
Yeah,
true.
it's true. Yeah.
So thanks for your answer. Okay, well, so now I will illustrate conclusions. Yeah, to summarize my work presentations on cliches are expressions that are so popular. I mean, super popular and commonly used in nowadays, and that they fail to impact any impact on their sentences like that. So we can just define cliches meaning like that. Okay, so now discussion times. You all can discuss with this question. Did you understand this very well? And then what is your own opinion of that word? So could you tell one example of cliche? And then do you usually use the word repeatedly? So what's your cliche in these days? The last one, how can it affect to your vocabulary skill? I mean, how can this word cliches affect to our vocabulary skill? Yeah,